Today we're playing with the top 10 most satisfying weapons in ArenaBreakout. I've put together a list of most satisfying guns in the game, whether it's the sound, the recoil, the takedown power, or just how clean they feel to use. So let's just get to the video and subscribe for more AB content. At the spot number 10 we have the USAS, having one of the most satisfying sounds and a smooth playstyle, especially for rats. For the sound, USAS gets a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's smooth, it's good, it's clean, and it really gives you that chill. For the recoil, which is another factor for a weapon being satisfying, USAS gets a 7 out of 10. I mean, most people hipfire with it, but it doesn't have the best recoil, I should say. And for the takedown power, USAS gets only 5 out of 10. Even though it's a beast close range and you can defeat many other weapons with it, but when it comes to long range fights, USAS is useless. An overall 6.3 out of 10. Coming at the spot number 9, we have the Scar. Again, another super satisfying weapon due to its no recoil sprays, and kinda having a satisfying sound. For the sound, it only gets a 6 out of 10, which is the lowest point in the list. I mean, it's okay, but it's not as good as the other weapons on the list. But for the recoil, it gets a solid 10 out of 10. Like I said, basically no recoil, extremely satisfying since you don't have to fight your weapon jumping up and down. And for the takedown power, it only gets a 6 out of 10. Even though Scar doesn't have that much of a recoil, but well, the fire rate is too low and also it uses the weakest cartridge 5.56 and it barely kills. An overall 7.3 out of 10. At the spot number 8 we have the Vector 9, one of the fastest fire rates, extremely light, clean sound, low recoil, and you know, it gotta be on the list. For the sound, Vector gets an 8 out of 10. For the recoils, again it gets an 8 out of 10, but for the takedown power, it's only a 6 out of 10. Just like USAS, although it's better, it's only useful in CQC and you can't really fight long range with it. An overall 7.4 out of 10.
The area
Number 7, M110. This gun being a noob friendly but also a pro favorite at the same time, gives you a pure sense of satisfaction which you never felt, with a great takedown power which you can 2-tap T6s. For the sound, even though I'm not a fan of it, but it's clean and it gets a 7 out of 10. For the recoil, it gets a solid 9 out of 10. It's fast, doesn't have much recoil, and for the takedown power, 8 out of 10. Now if you wonder why it only gets an 8 out of 10, because it's not that strong in extreme CQC situations. I mean, it's a marksman after all, but being a marksman, it's still great in CQC if you know how to use it. And overall, 8 out of 10. Now let's change things for a bit. At the spot number 6 we have our first bolt action on the list, AX50. Even though AX50 doesn't have an astonishing sound, but the reason it's up here on the list is the takedown power. I mean, come on, what's more satisfying than being able to one-tap any target with any armor at any range? For the sound, it gets 7 out of 10. And since it's a bolt action, we don't consider the recoil. And for the takedown power, a 10 out of 10. Like I said, don't miss a shot and you get to kill anyone in your lobby. And overall, 8 out of 10. Now at the spot number 5, again we have another sniper rifle, the SJ-16. Do I really have to explain why this weapon is up here? Didn't you just hear how it sounds like? It just hits that spot, pure satisfaction. Even though the takedown power is a bit lower compared to the AX. But having a better sound is actually a more important factor for a weapon being satisfying. For the sound, 10 out of 10, no debate. One of the greatest sounds in the game. And just like the AX50, we don't consider the recoils. And the takedown power, a 9 out of 10. Cause you know, you can't one-tap T6 armors with the SJ. Coming in at the 4th spot, P90. Fast fire rate, smooth sound, compact, light, barely noticeable recoils. P90 is one of those weapons which when you play with, you can't just get enough. The only SMG with T5 bullets, and overall a great gun. For the sound, 9 out of 10. For the recoils, again another 9 out of 10. But the takedown power is a weak point, only 6 out of 10. And now the third most satisfying weapon to use in the game, VSS. If you're having a hard time in game, use VSS. If you're having a hard time real life, use VSS. This subsonic bullet shooter marksman is absolutely clean. Just music to your ears. For the sound, 9 out of 10. For the recoil, again, it doesn't mess with you a lot, it just lets you enjoy, an 8 out of 10. And for the takedown power, it only gets a 7, and I guess you already know, can't use as a long range gun. But again, it's one of my favorite weapons, and if you use it, it'll be one of yours too. Now the second most satisfying gun, AK-12. At this point, I don't really even want to talk. Let me just wrap it up quickly and let's please your ears with the AK-12. The sound, 10 out of 10. Recoil, 8 out of 10. And the takedown power, 9 out of 10. I mean, forget about the numbers, just enjoy.
The area is about to be cordoned off as gas has started to leak. Emergency services are on the scene. Any unrelated personnel are to leave immediately.
And lastly, the most satisfying weapon to use in Arena Breakout, aka the laser gun. Ladies and gentlemen, TO3. This weapon came straight out of a Star Wars movie. Sounds like it shoots laser beams. How satisfying is that? Now when you mix it with a perfect recoil and some serious damage for takedowns, you just find yourself in the first place. Sound 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10. The recoils another 10 out of 10, and the takedown power 8 out of 10. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 most satisfying guns in Arena Breakout. If your favorite weapon didn't make it to the list, drop a comment down below and let's see if others agree. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Arena Breakout content. Love you all. See you in a bit.